Hello friends. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to scroll through a section in my Google Keep. There's a section in my Google Keep where I sort of like jot down all the ideas that resonate with me, be it ideas related to productivity in health and education or time management or sometimes just like general lessons in life. I jot them down in one of my section in the Google Keep called lessons. Yeah, I'm very good at naming things. So I'll just sort of like scroll through it and then let's talk about productivity tips today. Okay, so let's talk about something called the circle of influence. This is actually sort of a mindset that you can work around with. This actually comes from, if I'm remembering it correctly, the book called Meditations from the book called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's one of the best book I've ever read. The idea is that there are only certain things that are under your control, and then there are things that you cannot control no matter what. For example, you do not control whether or not it rains outside, but then you control whether or not you carry an umbrella. You control whether or not you study today. You do not control whether or not you do very good in your exams. There are too many variables that play a role in whether or not you do good in your exam, but then whether or not you study today, there are still a lot of variables that can play a role, but then most of them are under your control. You can like stop this video right now and then go start studying, or hopefully complete this video and then start studying and not watch any other videos. How very selfish of me. But then yeah, so that's the basic idea. It comes from Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius. The other one that I see is think win-win. It comes from, if I'm remembering it correctly, Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The idea is that most of the time when we are approaching a goal, if it's a bottleneck kind of situation that not everyone can succeed, we usually end up thinking that I need to win and that means that somebody else needs to lose. But then that's a very wrong mindset to carry, even if there is a bottleneck. There actually is a bottleneck. Even then, the right way to think about it is that if we work together, if you work with your friends, and even if there is a competition between them, between you two, if you work together, if you help each other, then chances of you succeeding, maybe one after another because of the individual bottleneck, is more. Rather than if you start competing with each other, then the chances that you'd grow as a person or you'd achieve the required skills necessary to get through the bottleneck is low. I hope that makes sense. But then it's a very cool idea. The other idea is daily journaling. It's a very interesting exercise actually. If you only take some time throughout your day and scribble down a little bit of what happened to you that day, what it made you think, and what it means in terms of what lessons you are taking forward with you, over time you'd have a wealth of information for you which you can use, and that's pretty awesome. Actually, Marcus Aurelius did not intend to write the book Meditations. It was his reflections which he intended to use for himself, but then they were so profound when people found out and then it was published. So that's a very good exercise to do. The other one, let's talk about the first 100 drafts. I think I sort of stole this from Ali Abdal, and I completely agree with the idea. The idea is that no matter what you are doing, the first 100 iteration of it are likely to suck. They are not likely to be very good. So why not just get it over with? And the underlying principle, I think, is that while you are in the mindset of getting done with your first 100 projects, you would of course learn a lot along the way when you are doing something for 100 times. That would mean that your 101st project, and it's not a magic number, just a representation, because 100 is a big number if you are talking about projects. So chances are that your 101st project is much better than your first project. you'd have learned a lot. And by being in this mindset, what you have done is you have sort of eliminated or at least decreased the fear of putting yourself out there. That's the whole idea. And then there is this beautiful quote in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. It says, "You do not rise to the level of your goal, you fall to the level of your system." And if you think about it, if you ponder upon it, it can be a very good thought experiment. It could mean a lot of things to you. What it means to me is that no matter what my goals are, until I optimize my systems, until I optimize my daily tiny habits and my environment, I would not achieve the goal just because I want to achieve the goal. And this in itself is a huge topic that we can delve into and then come up with practical, applicable tips. Let me know in the comments below if you'd want to hear more about these things. And if you want me to like continue this series of like talking about the lessons that I've collected over time, and we're gonna get to that. See you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.